Tomato ketchup might be one of the world's most familiar condiments, but its true story is anything but ordinary. From the moment ripe tomatoes meet the field harvester to the second that thick, tangy sauce squirts onto your plate, there's a whirlwind of surprises behind every drop. Some say this sweet and sour favorite is so addictive because of its sugar content. Others claim that centuries-old recipes hide secret fermented ingredients once considered controversial. Beyond the delightful flavor, there are questions about the modern production line, the possibility of genetically modified tomatoes, and the brand wars over sweeteners and preservatives. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the fascinating world of tomato ketchup. We'll explore the unexpected ways it was created, the high-tech methods behind its mass production, and the hush-hush controversies that have circulated over the years. By the end, you may never look at that familiar red bottle the same way again. Believe it or not, ketchup didn't originally have anything to do with tomatoes. The word traces back centuries to a fermented fish sauce first popular in regions of Asia. Early traders discovered this bold, pungent flavor and tried to replicate it once they returned home. Over time, the sauce evolved, adopting new ingredients and dropping others. Spices were thrown into the mix, local chefs tinkered with the recipe, and eventually, tomatoes took center stage. By the late 1700s and early 1800s, what started as a thin, almost vinegary sauce morphed into the thicker, sweeter product we know today. Just imagine the initial skepticism when people introduced tomatoes, once considered suspicious in some parts of the world, into a sauce that had fishy roots. But the moment that red fruit, yes, fruit, became the base, ketchup's global domination was practically inevitable. What began as a curiosity turned into a staple condiment in diners, kitchens, and fast food chains everywhere. Yet some historians whisper about unsung experimenters who added unconventional ingredients like mushrooms or walnuts to create their own ketchups. These alternative recipes gave birth to fierce debates on authenticity, but none managed to overshadow the tomato-based version. With this quick origin story in mind, let's head straight to the sprawling farmland where modern ketchup's main ingredient is harvested on an industrial scale. Picture acres upon acres of bright red tomatoes ripening under the sun. Industrial tomato farming is a colossal operation. Mechanical harvesters roar through the fields, plucking and separating ripe fruits at remarkable speed. Some farmers swear by traditional non-GMO seeds, insisting they produce the richest flavor. Others have embraced genetically modified varieties designed to ripen uniformly and resist pests. Both sides have their supporters, and the debate about safety, taste, and environmental impact continues behind the scenes. Aside from the scientific controversies, there's another aspect that rarely makes headlines: labor conditions. The demand for tomatoes is sky high, requiring farms to hire massive teams for planting, picking, and packing, though machines handle a good portion of the heavy lifting. Human labor remains essential, and accusations have surfaced over the years about unfair working conditions in some regions. Most big-name ketchup brands insist they partner only with reputable suppliers, but the topic still hovers in the background. Once tomatoes are harvested, the real race begins. These freshly picked fruits must be transported to processing facilities as quickly as possible. Delays mean spoilage, and no ketchup manufacturer wants moldy or overripe produce slowing down production. From here, the bright red bounty goes on a speedy trip to the factory, where it faces strict inspections before moving to the next stage. But that's only the beginning. The sorting phase is where the story starts to get even more interesting. As soon as the tomatoes arrive at the facility, they're whisked through conveyor belts that wash away dirt and debris. Automated sensors, sometimes equipped with advanced imaging technology, scan for color consistency, separating the red-ripe tomatoes from the underdeveloped or damaged ones. Critics have occasionally suggested that less perfect tomatoes slip through the cracks, but modern factories are quick to point out their laser-guided sorting devices, built to catch anything that doesn't meet strict standards. Even so, rumors persist about entire shipments that arrive bruised or past their prime. Some skeptics claim certain factories quietly blend these in, hoping the cooking process will mask any flaws. The official line is that quality control rejects anything subpar, and any suspicious batches are sent off to be used in animal feed or composted. Whichever side you believe, the next step is unmistakable. A thorough steam or hot water bath that loosens the skins. Workers, and increasingly machines, then peel away the tomato skins and remove tough stems. This moment is crucial. Leftover stems or bits of skin can throw off the smooth texture we all associate with ketchup. Once each tomato is reduced to soft pulp, the real transformation begins. They're heading into the big kettles for cooking and blending, but not before a quick pass through specialized filters that catch any last remnants of seeds or skin. After all, the finished product should be velvety and free of any unexpected chunks. And right when you think it's all about to settle down, the heat gets turned up, literally. Nothing says ketchup in the making quite like a giant simmering vat of tomato pulp, vinegar, sugar, and spices. This is where everything comes together in a carefully choreographed dance of flavors. The tomatoes are heated until they break down, mixing with the acidic tang of vinegar and the sweetness that often comes from either sugar or high fructose corn syrup, HFCS. If there's one point that stirs heated debate, it's the sweetener. Traditionalists argue that plain sugar offers a cleaner taste, while some mega brands embrace HFCS for cost effectiveness and a standardized flavor. But sweetener choice isn't the only contested topic. Salt levels, spice blends, and cooking times can differ wildly between brands. Some prefer a longer simmer to deepen the color and bring out a slightly caramelized note. Others keep it short and punchy, preserving a brighter tomato taste. Despite the variations, one thing remains certain. The sauce is constantly monitored for texture and thickness. If it's too runny, extra tomato paste might be blended in. Too thick and a bit more liquid gets added to achieve that signature pourable consistency. Once the sauce reaches the perfect equilibrium, it's often passed through high-pressure filters or vacuum systems to remove any lingering air and stabilize the product. Factories sometimes slip in additional flavor boosters, though the specifics tend to be hush-hush. Some insiders whisper about specialized spice extracts or secret chemical agents that help preserve color. The result? An aroma that fills the factory halls with a rich, tangy scent. Still, the story doesn't end here. There's a whole other layer of brand secrets, controversies, and hush-hush additives that keep ketchup fans and critics talking. If you ever wonder why your favorite ketchup tastes slightly different from the competition's, you're not alone. Major brands closely guard their recipes, each with its own ratio of tomato concentrate, vinegar, sweeteners, salt, and a blend of spices. Paprika, onion powder, and clove are popular guesses, but the exact formula remains a trade secret, locked away like a coveted treasure. Meanwhile, preservatives, often in minimal amounts, ensure your bottle of ketchup stays fresh on the shelf for as long as possible. However, controversies have risen around these hidden components. Health-conscious groups criticize the levels of sodium, while some suggest artificial preservatives might pose long-term risks. Official statements assure consumers that all ingredients pass rigorous safety checks. But that hasn't stopped rumors about certain brands adding flavor enhancers under vague labels like natural flavors. The specifics are seldom shared publicly, fueling speculation that these additions help create that irresistible taste many can't live without. Adding to the confusion, emerging artisanal brands boast clean label ketchup, promoting fewer additives and more transparent ingredient lists. Some industry watchers claim this trend is forcing mainstream manufacturers to rethink their formulas or at least be more open about what they add. Still, the debate rages on. Which ketchup is truly the healthiest and what's lurking behind those cryptic labels? Once the formula is perfected, everything moves toward final packaging, a crucial step that can make or break product quality and shelf life. On the factory floor, massive steel machines funnel piping hot ketchup into bottles at lightning speed. Some lines can fill dozens of containers per second, a blur of plastic or glass whizzing by before they're capped, sealed, and labeled. Although plastic squeeze bottles dominate many markets today, glass bottles still have their loyal fans. Some argue that glass better preserves flavor and freshness, while others appreciate the convenience of a no-mess plastic container. It's a friendly divide that hints at how personal ketchup preferences can be. Quality control teams keep a sharp eye on every step. Automated systems measure the fill level, ensuring each bottle hits the same mark. Sensors check for leaks or misaligned caps, quickly removing any imperfect containers from the line. Random samples are pulled off the belt for taste testing, acidity checks, and even color comparisons to maintain brand consistency. In an industry where a slight shade difference can raise eyebrows, these checks are non-negotiable. Once sealed, the bottles cruise to distribution centers. Here they're grouped into crates, loaded onto trucks, and shipped worldwide. You might think this is the end of the story, but ketchup's global appeal is more than just convenience and packaging. This ubiquitous sauce crosses cultural boundaries, sometimes evolving into new flavors or applications that would startle even the most seasoned ketchup connoisseur. There's hardly a corner of the globe that hasn't embraced ketchup in some form. Fast food giants serve it up with fries, mom-and-pop restaurants place it on counters, and countless kitchens keep a bottle in the fridge for a quick flavor boost. Yet, different regions tweak it to match local tastes. Some countries add a hint of spice, others dial back the sugar, and there are even fruit-infused varieties that sound downright exotic. But it doesn't stop with food. Over the years, enthusiasts have hailed ketchup as a quirky household hack. Some claim it can polish tarnished metal or restore shine to old coins. Others swear by ketchup's acidity for removing chlorine discoloration in hair after a day at the pool. While it's debatable how effective these tricks really are, they add to the sauce's legendary status. It's no longer just something you throw on your burger, it's a cultural phenomenon that has led to taste tests, brand rivalries, and entire fandoms comparing notes on subtle differences. Despite these fun side stories, the basics of how ketchup gets from the farm to your plate remain serious business. The controversies around GMOs, sweeteners, and secret additives hint at a product that's both universally accepted and endlessly scrutinized. Just when you think you've heard it all, new rumors or studies pop up, challenging everything we thought we knew. And if that doesn't keep the world of tomato ketchup interesting, nothing will. From ancient fermented sauces to modern-day food factories churning out thousands of bottles an hour, ketchup's journey is a whirlwind of innovation, debate, and sheer culinary genius. It begins with tomatoes ripening on vast fields, transitions through bustling conveyor belts and swirling vats, and ends up in neat bottles ready to grace millions of tables around the world. Controversies, whether about GMO crops, hidden preservatives, or sweetener choices, pepper the narrative, reminding us that even the simplest pleasures can have complex backstories. Yet, in many ways, the magic lies in how ketchup can unite people's taste buds across cultures. We might argue about the best brand or whether glass is superior to plastic, but nearly everyone can agree that this tangy, sweet condiment has earned its place in the global pantry. The next time you squirt a line of bright red sauce alongside your fries, remember the journey it took. Think about the fields, the heated debates, the trade secret formulas, and the meticulous quality checks. Ask yourself if there's more to that humble squeeze than meets the eye. After all, something so commonplace still manages to spark rumors, generate buzz, and evolve with each passing decade. Maybe the best part is that the story of ketchup isn't over yet. Companies constantly experiment with healthier alternatives, new flavors, and inventive packaging, which means your future bottle might hold some unexpected twists. So go ahead, take that next bite, and let the tangy sweetness remind you that even everyday items can have extraordinary origins and a fascinating present. Ketchup's tale isn't just about tomatoes or factories. It's about how one condiment captured the hearts and taste buds of people everywhere, while leaving a few unanswered questions for us to ponder.